What's going on, guys? JSGC here, back again for another football video. Today we're going to be doing my Premier League predictions ahead of match day 16 in the Premier League. Before I do crack on with this video, make sure, like always, if you are enjoying the content, do subscribe to my channel. It is free to subscribe. Social media links, you can find them in the description if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter, Instagram and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up. 100 likes is the aim, and do let me know your thoughts in the comments below, including your predictions ahead of match day 16 in the Premier League. Finally, this video is sponsored and brought to you by SofaScore, where you can go and stay up to date with all the latest football scores, with all your footballing needs provided for by SofaScore. It's a free app to download. They're going to keep you up to date with all the latest scores, along with the latest match information, match statistics, analysis, and all your good footballing needs. Not just limited to football, by the way. They've got you covered for all the scores and information for all the sports that you guys love to follow, all in one place, all in one app. As I said, it is free, so worthwhile checking out. Links and details there in the description. And anyone that does download SofaScore using my link or the QR code on screen does help to support the future content created here on my channel. A big thank you to SofaScore for sponsoring this video. Link is in the description. So, having a look at Premier League match day number 15 and my predictions from last week. There's no correct scores, 4 correct results, 5 incorrect. There was, of course, the Merseyside derby that was postponed, so only 9 games to cover for last week. Getting correct results for Aston Villa against Southampton. I went with a 2-0 Villa win, finished 1-0, weren't too far away. I went with Brentford to beat Newcastle by a goal to 0, that finished 4-2. Seems to be scoring a lot of goals, Brentford, especially at home. On Sunday, I was nearly spot on with Leicester against Brighton. I had that down as a 1-1 draw, that was 2-2. And I also had West Ham down as 2-0 winners on Monday night against Wolves. That finished 2-1. Everything else incorrect, and not my best performance, grading myself just a 1 out of 10, and hopefully this week a lot better from me. So, starting on Saturday, 14th of December 2024, Premier League match day number 16 gets underway with the 3 PM games, and it starts off with Arsenal at home against Everton. Going for Arsenal to win that game. I'm going 2-0 to Arsenal, nice and comfortable for them. I can't see Everton causing them too many problems. I think Arsenal are going to be way too strong. I can see Arsenal maybe grabbing a couple of first half goals, looking to coast it, and they'll see it out 2-0. Could be 3 or 4, but I'm going 2-0 to Arsenal. And I can say, same could be said really at Anfield for Liverpool taking on Fulham again. Just going for Liverpool to be too strong for Fulham. I can see them scoring a couple of first half goals. The game near enough being done by half time. Liverpool go on and grab a third. Game's done and dusted. They start to rotate their team a little bit. They start to rest up. They start to take the foot off the gas, and they coast out a comfortable 3-0 win at Anfield. So 3 points for Arsenal and for Liverpool. At St James's Park, you've got Newcastle taking on Leicester City. I'm going for Newcastle to win that game. Edge it, both teams to score, but going 2-1 to Newcastle. I think they'll be too strong, and they'll make home advantage count at St James's Park, and they'll get a big 3 points, a needed 3 points for Newcastle. And in the final 3 PM games at Molineux, you've got Wolves taking on Ipswich. Quite a big game, this down at the bottom of the Premier League. And I'm going for a really big 3 points for Wolves. I'm going for them to edge this game by a goal to 0 against Ipswich Town. I think that's probably the most interesting game for me on Saturday, because everything else I think could be a bit of a formality. In particular in them 3 PM games, I think Wolves Ipswich could potentially go either way, if I'm being honest. So I'm going for Wolves to edge that game. And in the final game on Saturday at 5:30 PM GMT, you've got Nottingham Forest taking on Aston Villa, that being broadcast live on Sky Sports. I'm going for a 1-1 draw. I think Forest are going to cancel out Aston Villa for this game. Both doing pretty decent so far this season. Nottingham Forest have been one of the big surprise packages in the Premier League so far. Have hit some form. They lost against Manchester City, but they followed that up with a really good win against Manchester United. And I think they could maybe do a job here on Aston Villa, who are looking to try and get themselves going again to try and push for a top 4 finish. So I'm going for these 2 teams to cancel each other out, and I'm going for a 1-1 draw. Now moving on to the games on Sunday the 15th of December, starting off with the 2 PM game being broadcast live on Sky Sports here in the UK. You have got Brighton and Hove Albion taking on Crystal Palace in this, to me anyway, my opinion, strange derby. It's referred to as a derby even though they're not really close to each other. It was like Brighton, we need a rival. Crystal Palace have said, we need a rival. we'll rival with each other and we'll create our own rivalry here. That's what it feels like to me anyway, having a look at the game. I'm going for Brighton to edge that game. I'm going for them to win by 2-1, both teams to score. Brighton being too strong and they make home advantage count and win that game. Now moving on to the 4:30pm game being broadcast live on Sky Sports. You've got the Manchester derby at the Etihad Stadium. Man City taking on Man United. Two teams who have lacked a lot of consistency over the last, 4 to 6 weeks or so. I put it down as 0-0 because I'm going for both teams to cancel each other out. I think it could be quite an exciting game. I could potentially see 5, 6, 7 goals being scored in this game. In particular, if both teams decide that they're just going to attack each other and see what happens. It's probably both teams' best way of winning this game, but are either team prepared to risk losing this game to try and win the game is the question. And I can see both these sides kind of cancelling each other out, and I can see both sides just kind of settling on a 0-0. And how often do we get really big games that get a huge build-up with high importance and then they end up just disappointing, and then there end up being no real talking points from the game? And both Man City and Man United are happy for their seasons to be decided elsewhere, where no one loses the derby. It's 0-0. There's no talking points. Everyone just kind of moves on from the game, and that's what I'm going for a 0-0. But it wouldn't surprise me if we see a few goals and it ends up being 4-2 to City or 4-2 to Manchester United. I just don't know what is going to happen in that game. It's a very unpredictable game, so I'm just playing it safe, going with a draw. And I feel like if there is to be a draw, I feel like the most likely score it's going to be is 0-0 rather than 1-1 or 2-2 or 3-3. So I'm going 0-0 for that game. Then moving on, 7pm kickoff on Sunday. Quite strange kickoff time, but anyway, Stamford Bridge, you've got Chelsea taking on Brentford. Going for Chelsea to win that game in West London derby there. Going for Chelsea to win by 2-1. I think they'll be too strong for Brentford, but I think Brentford will give them a really good game. That game not being broadcast live on television here in the UK, but the other game at 7pm, Southampton against Tottenham Hotspur, is being broadcast live. That is on TNT Sports. And I'm going for a 5-goal thriller on the South Coast. And I'm going for Spurs to get a much-needed 3 points. Going for them to edge that game by 3-2. And Southampton once more looking like potentially they could be being relegated once more back to the Championship and starting to yo-yo themselves a little bit. Now, moving on to the final game on Monday night, once more involving West Ham. This time they're away from home on the South Coast against AFC Bournemouth. That game kicking off at 8pm GMT, with the game being broadcast live on Sky Sports, and it brings an end to Premier League match day number 16, and I'm going for AFC Bournemouth to edge that game by 2-1, and 3 points there for Bournemouth and West Ham after picking up a good win against Wolves at home last weekend, losing this weekend. So there we go, they have been my predictions. Let me know your predictions in the comments below. Don't forget as well to leave a thumbs up. 100 likes is the aim. It lets me know that you are enjoying the videos. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new around here. Press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. Social media links there in the description if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter, Instagram and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. Don't forget as well to go and check out today's video sponsor, which is brought to you by SofaScore. See you all again real soon for the next video. I'm going to be doing a second video, 2 videos in a day from JSGC, things you love to see, where I'm going to really digest Manchester City's squad, about players that I think City should be keeping and selling over both the winter window coming up in January and also the summer transfer window through June, July and August. Have a good look at the squad and have a look at how Man City can bring that average age of their squad down, and players that I'd look to keep at the club, players I'd look to sell at the club, and also having a look at maybe a couple of players that City could look to target to try and improve their squad, in particular in the upcoming January transfer window. So do stick around for that. That will be up later on today, and I will be back again tomorrow too with my preview for the Manchester derby and Manchester City taking on Manchester United. So I'll see you then. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope everyone is safe and well. Peace. Ciao for now.